My name is Russ, and I live in Solivita, which is a gated 55 community in just south of Orlando, Florida. Well, I have quite a background in solar to start with. My dad actually built one of the first solar homes in Ohio. So I've always had the interest, but the price was always too high for me. I couldn't justify it. Until the last few years. 5 years ago, I started tracking the prices, and they kept coming down and coming down. And then I watched the government subsidies, and they started coming down and coming down. I said, well, I still want a piece of this. And that's when I pulled the trigger when it hit 26%. And the prices came down, and then I started looking for companies. By background, I'm a research engineer. So I got Excel out, and got a spreadsheet, and I picked 6 companies. I started with 6 companies, built a pro and cons list, and just went through and they weren't just all local, because the company I finally went with was May Electric Solar, which is a Tampa company, which is 3 or 4 counties from here. But the local counties the companies just didn't match up to May Electric. So that's why I went with May Electric. Well, it was a combination of things. Their product, they only sell good stuff. I didn't see anything that wasn't good on the website. Even their lower end systems were good quality stuff that anybody would be proud to have on their roof and would get their money's worth. After talking to the people there, a lot of times when you choose a company, it's who you talk to, the people, and how they treat you. And I was treated very well because I made personal contact with all 6 of those companies. And a lot of them, I was just a number. I thought that they wanted my money. They didn't care much about what I was getting out of it. So that meant a lot too. Oh, well, gee, he was a bum. No. My sales rep and I, we hit it off to start with. We had a lot of similar backgrounds. And he was able to answer all my questions, and some of them were pretty technical. An average salesperson might not have gone and looked, but he went and looked up the answers that he didn't know, and he got back to me in a timely manner and satisfied my curiosity. That was phenomenal. I think half the shop showed up. 2 or 3 vehicles, I believe. The owner of the company, Bill, he showed up on the job, and he was one of the master electricians that did the actual electrical connection to the grid. And the guys that went up on the roof, it was like a ballet. Each one of them knew exactly what the other guy was going to do. They were in and out of here in 2.5 hours. And it rained. They were just so I never got called sir or Mr. more times in one day than I did that day. And they were very clean. They cleaned up after themselves. You wouldn't even know anybody had been here. It was a very great experience from the installation standpoint. Well, you have a scale of 1 to 10. Well, it was an 11. I mean, you can't give it any higher accolades. I can't. I was so impressed, I went to Solivita, which we have our own HOA recommendations in here, and I filled out a form to recommend May Solar Electric as one of the recommended companies to come in here and work, because I was so impressed, and they had very few solar companies that were on that list. And so I think several people have probably contacted Bill through that. Plus, I also went to the website of Better Business Bureau and filled out a form recommending the company. So I was totally pleased. Use it daily. And I use both parts of it. They have a new app and they have an old app that you can go back to, and I use both of them. And being an ex-engineer, I take the reports off and I store the reports. I have them both electronically, and I have paper reports along with Duke Energy. I take off their reports every month. And of course, I've only been installed for since May, and I don't have a lot of data yet, but it's tracking very favorably, very favorably. Yes, I would, and I have. I exercise daily. I ride a bike, and after I ride a bike, I go to the swimming pool. It's 4 houses down the street. And our swimming pool here at Solivita is basically a social event. People sit around, they talk. Everything from best pizza shop to where they go to church. Well, I'm the solar expert in the neighborhood, so I tell everybody about May Solar Electric. I'll give you an example. I had one lady down there, Carol. She had just signed a contract with another company. And I was talking to her, and I found out that what she signed wasn't what she should have signed. She signed a lease. And I said she should check it and call May Solar Electric. And she did. And she had a 72-hour cool-off period with that company. She canceled that contract and went to May, and they sold her a much better system. Just little experiences like that at the swimming pool. If you're interested in solar, the best thing to do is just get on the website, check out their website, their testimonials, check out with the Better Business Bureau, and call me. I'll give them a personal recommendation. I'll show you how to run the app and all kinds of things.